Welcome to Back to School Night. My name is Michelle Kania, and I'm an art teacher here at Pencrest High School. My contact information is below if you need to email me or call me on the phone. Also, in Schoology, you can find it on my welcome page. I grew up in media, and I graduated from Pencrest High School in 1998. I went to Glenwood, and I went to Springton Lake, and I went through the art major program here at Pencrest. This is my 17th year of teaching, and it's hard to believe that I've spent over half of my life in this building, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I graduated from the Maryland Institute College of Art in 2002 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Fine Arts. In 2004, I graduated from the University of the Arts with a Master of the Art of Teaching in Visual Arts. I am a co-sponsor for the National Art Honor Society here at Pencrest along with Miss Mattioni. In addition to teaching, I create portraits of people and animals in pencil and oils. I participate in local art shows and was accepted as a member of Oil Painters of America this year. I live with my husband Matt and two dogs, Diesel and Nala. We like to hike, travel, and explore together. I am an avid runner and enjoy training and running half marathons. I teach Art Major 1, Intro to Metalwork and Jewelry, Advanced Metalwork and Jewelry, Mixed Media, and Ceramics A. Art enables us to find ourselves and lose ourselves at the same time. Thomas Merton. Mondays are introduction to assignments and demonstration days. For the majority of our projects, they will last 2 to 3 weeks, so Mondays will be the beginning, and then depending on how the projects progress, the following Mondays may be studio days. Tuesdays through Thursdays are open studio days where students will be actively making art. At home, students are expected to be making art along with me in our Zoom. Some days will be as a whole class in one big Zoom. Some days we will do breakout rooms where they're in smaller groups so they could chat with one another while they work. Fridays are sharing work and critique days where students will talk about their work with their peers. Art supply kits will contain the materials students will use to create their artworks. All art students in all art classes will receive art supply kits. In metalwork and jewelry, there will be a lot of tools and a lot of different items in their art supply kits because it is so, there are so many extensive things that we need to use, and also because a lot of them are not commonplace at the home. The kits will be made up of consumable items, in this case metal or wire, and non-consumables like tools, brushes, and palettes that they will use. Non-consumables are expected to be cared for properly and returned in good condition at the end of the course. With metalwork and jewelry, as I said, a lot of our materials are tools, so will be a lot of different tools sent home. I expect them to be sent back at the end of the course so that they can be reused. Project packs will contain the sketch and good papers needed for given assignments. Art bins will be provided to every student to store their art supplies and project packs. When we move to a hybrid schedule, the bins will be stored in the classroom for easy access. Students will not be able to share supplies when they are back, so each student will have their bin here or their kit here with their supplies and their tools and their projects in it ready to go. The first assignment that we did with all of our students was a Get to Know Me assemblage project. The students were required to choose 2 or more objects that represent things they like, things they do, or things that are important to who they are. My example is in the middle that I showed my students and explained each one of my items that I chose and how it was important to me and who I am. Students were required to really look within themselves and think about what really makes up who they are. This was a great way for us to get to know one another, for the students to get to know me as I explained my assignment, as students to get to know one another because they critiqued and they saw each other's work, and also for me to get to know a little bit about all of my students and to build some relationships with them. As you can see, students really went all out with the items that they chose, and they really choose a wide variety of different things that made them all very personable to who they are. Each student had to complete a reflection, so they all had to explain and tell why each specific item was chosen and what it meant to them. And as you can see, students really went all out with how they did their assemblages and how they chose things and how they did their composition. A lot of them did overlapping. They did some smaller items that were like carried throughout their pieces. They really pushed themselves and did a very good job. And it was great to get a little snapshot into who each student is. The syllabus for Intro to Metalwork can be found in Unit 1, Module 1. Students in this course will enjoy an opportunity to produce unique metal creations in a variety of materials in this semesterized course. Students will learn how to design and construct metal projects through sawing, forming, piercing, and soldering. Obviously, the soldering can only be done in class, and we will work through that as we can. Students will also explore classic jewelry styles and contemporary designs when creating wearable art made from metal. This course is designed for the beginning metalworker and may be taken one time. Many students who are in this intro course are also enrolled in the advanced course in the spring, so they will have metalwork throughout the entire year, and in advanced metalwork we progressed into more conceptual pieces. These are just a few examples of some projects that were made previously. Art room donation requests. We are always looking for donations from items that you have at home that you may want to throw out, not sure quite what to do with or where to donate it. We are always looking for objects for still life. Students draw a still life, we set it up and they draw it and paint it. So medium or larger objects, metal and glass objects like empty bottles, larger empty bottles, reflective objects, objects that are sturdy and in good condition, and objects with interesting parts like old clocks, old tools, manual things that have lots of different gears and interesting things to draw. Magazines and fabric scraps for collages, old sheets and tablecloths for still life backdrops, latex primer to prime 4-foot by 4-foot boards, medium and large plastic containers for water containers for all classes, so the sour cream containers, yogurt containers, things like that. Any smaller jars like baby food jars, anything with lids we'll take. Beads and jewelry findings, old costume jewelry if you have any, or old jewelry that you don't wear anymore. Newspapers to cover tables and also for paper mache. And hair dryers to dry paint. So if you have any old hair dryers that are no longer used but work, you can certainly donate them here. And you can drop them off at the main entrance to Pencrest High School in a bag or a box. Just make sure you put my name on it, Kenya, so they know where it's going. Thank you for attending Virtual Back to School Night. I look forward to working with you and your student.